Hello viewers, welcome to our program on immigration and you. I am your immigration attorney Michael Fulwani, and once again I have with me my law partner David Nachman. David, welcome.
Thanks so much, Michael.
So I hope you had a lot of celebrations of Diwali, had your mithai and enjoyed it. And so in this today's program, we have a very interesting subject, especially for people that complain all the time that I applied, my brother applied, he was denied, my sister applied, or the people in India when we go there, they meet us, why your consul officers are denying all the time, I'm a well-established businessman, this and that. And why don't you take the position of those people who complain all the time and tell the viewers why are they complaining? What are the problems they are encountering in different visa processing? It happens in immigrant visas, it happens in more like non-immigrant visas. But even in immigrant visa, sometimes they go a little too far about the marriage or about the ceremony, why there were 100 people, why not 500 people, things like that.
Right. Well, it's almost like, Michael, when you and I go to the consulate and we're talking to the consular officer and we're bringing to the consular officer the complaints of all of our clients and the people who write to us all the time and the folks who, we meet with who say, you go to see the consulates every year, you go and sit down with them, tell these consular officials, what's going on. These are our frustrations. And I think that, why don't we list them out? I mean, number one, the biggest frustration is that they don't seem to spend the time. It's a very quick interview. What they do is they quickly assess the person without looking at the documents. If the person brings documents, you would hope that the officer would look at the documents to try to prove the case. For example, if an individual is traveling to the United States and they're coming on a visitor's visa, and maybe they have an invitation letter, maybe they have proof of their ties to their home country, they have bank accounts, they have a deed, they have a lease, they may have proof of the ownership of other assets, etc. Those are the things that would draw them back. How about a letter from the employer that says that they're going to be coming to the United States temporarily and then coming back to their home country to take up a position which they're just leaving temporarily. So these are the types of things that you would expect that the officer would take the time to review, but they don't. They look at the person, they ask them a couple of questions, and then they send them away and deny the case. Very frustrating. Oftentimes, that's a 214B denial, but sometimes they're issued the 214B denial. Sometimes they're not even given a piece of paper which states that in fact it's a 214B denial, and they have to go back again. Oftentimes our office would have to do an inquiry with the consulate, and later on the 214B denial is actually issued. So their argument, at least the U.S. consulate's argument, is that the individual didn't have or manifest non-immigrant intent enough to allow them to qualify for that visa classification. So that's one of the first.
Let's talk about the complaints, and then I'm going to talk about
complaints.
that is the complaint. So you be the lawyer for the people, public, janta, and tell what are the complaints, why this happened, why 221G, why about so much concern. Basically people are crying.
Yeah, of course. And so why can you deny these cases without looking at the information? I mean, it's supposed to be based on facts, and here we're giving you the facts. The facts are that we have all this evidence, and yet the officers still continue to deny these cases. So why does that happen? What is the reason for it?
Well, you are well said, and to some extent you may be true, but you should also listen to our side, the consular side also. Why? See, first of all, understand that when people come for a visa outside the consulate, you see 900 people or 1,000 people, right? Our consular officers have to make a decision on the same day. They cannot tell them to come tomorrow. So they must deny or issue whatever they have to do on the same day. So to process 900 applications within a few hours, maybe 5, 6, 7 officers, whatever it is, it's just not possible for the consular officer to spend 20 minutes, 15 minutes, or even 30 minutes for each person, but they won't even finish 200. So what do they do? The other thing is about the documents. Yes, correct, you are right, that is true. They are not looking at the papers. The consul says, okay, sorry, let me talk to you. Now, why does the consul do that? Because we have experience in the consul side that lot of the paperwork are fraudulent, and you cannot just take a look at the paper that has been made fraudulently this morning. Also, there have been previous cases where people have brought tax returns, false papers, for every. The other thing, they come from Gujarat in a plastic bag with a lot of papers and give to the consul. Here's the bag, look at them. Do you think the American consul has the time to go take the bag and go over each paper, try to figure out what he is or what he is not? It's very difficult because the consul officers also are under stress. So if the government wants, you guys want that the consul officer should spend at least 10, 15, 20 minutes on each case, look at the papers, make a right decision. You guys talk to the congressmen. You tell them to give us more money. You tell them to give us more officers and more space. And that's what we can do. But we see a lot of fraud, Counselor. We see a lot of fraud. There's a marriage fraud. There's a divorce fraud. There's all kind of frauds. People add even other people's children in the case, and they have been previously deported. They don't mention anything about that. So these are some of the reasons the consular officers have to very carefully review everything and make an appropriate decision. Now, I can tell you that from the consular side, if somebody makes an invention and makes a truthometer and put the truthometer inside, the 3 minutes I'm talking to the applicant ABCDA 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and my truthometer says he's telling the truth, I'll issue my visa. But my truthometer says he's lying, I deny the visa. Until then, we can only rely upon our own judgment and make the best decision. Now, also we have to do investigations also, believe me. People that, let's say my wife was dead and then he got married to an American woman and applied for a green card. The consular officer has a FPU unit, as you know, fraud prevention unit, and the officer go there. It doesn't matter which village or place is there. Go and knock the door, and the woman opens the door. I say, who are you? She says, I am Mrs. Patel. Which Mrs.? What's your husband's name? You are alive? Whoever file says you are dead. Now, with these kind of things happening, what do you want us to do? Just keep on issuing anybody that comes a visa? It's hard for us. We work hard. We try to do what best we can. We are human beings.
Right. Well, it sounds interesting, Mr. Consular Official, because what it sounds like, and many years ago I studied the difference between utilitarianism and deontology. And utilitarianism was greatest good for the greatest number, but deontology actually respected the individual. So what you're saying is that really the analysis is a utilitarian analysis, and you're not treating it in terms of respecting the individual, you're just doing the greatest good for the greatest number. So that seems to be what your philosophy is, isn't it?
I can also mention a suggestion from our side that you can talk to your clients and to the advisor, that when they are coming, they should understand that these papers don't mean much because they are disappointed. They are disappointed when the consul says, sorry, let me talk to you, no papers, I don't see. So then they already know that this is going to happen, so they won't be, disappointed. So basically, you have to be very ready, to articulate. You explain very quickly the question, consul asking a question, answer the right question, right one, that is logical, means truthful, and then we don't have a problem. The consul is going, guy is going in January or February, the heavy snows in and one of your applicants said he's going to see plantains in New Jersey. In January? What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, Mr. Consular Official, so your point is well taken. What we should do is we should spend some time coaching our clients so that they can at least understand what it is that they may be asked, and obviously have them ready to answer any questions. So we'll spend some time with them. I do understand that. But another deep frustration of our clients is that even after a determination is made, well, actually no determination is made, and you put our cases into administrative processing. What in the world is this administrative processing? Okay. It seems like it's the black hole of visa adjudications.
Let me give me a chance to explain. What is administrative processing is there are 2 or 3 different ways. Some of the cases were denied under section 221G admin processing because their deficiency, the affidavit support doesn't have certain documents, birth certificate is missing. In those cases we mentioned that you submit 221G denial, but you can come back any time during this time and you submit those documents. So then they are okay, then we can process the case. There are other type of cases where they smell fraud. They want to verify whether this person is really married or not, or it's uncle niece. The guy is 50 years old, the girl is 20 years old, and they say, counsel usually says jokingly that it's a uncle niece marriage. But we have a doubt. We want to make sure. We have this fraud prevention unit. The government has provided the officer money. We give them the file to please go and verify and come back. Now, unfortunately, what happens is not that one file we have for the Kalol, for example, one file only, and then next day morning somebody is going to go to Kalol and come back. It's difficult. We do wait for a few months until we have 8 or 10 files so that we can send a team to that particular place. The money issue is there because we have limited money, limited number of officers. But the law says that 214B, for example, you mentioned that it's presumption. Every person the enters the door, we presume that he is an intending immigrant, and the burden of proof is upon your client to prove to us. Yeah. So, and if he cannot overcome, then we have to follow. I mean, they happen to tell you the truth. Sometimes we are sympathetic also a little bit, but we see clearly that brother has already filed a petition, or his father is living, the whole family is there. It's very difficult for me to conclude that no, this person is going to just say hello to the parents and come back. So these are some of the issues that we have to resolve. In other words, at the end of this thing, what we are saying now become David Nachman and Michael Fulvani on the same side of the people. This argument was only to show what they are doing and what they are thinking and what problems consuls are encountering also.
Right. Well, you didn't let me get to the last point, which is why does the administrative processing have to be pending for so long?
Because
why can't you vet these cases faster?
Same reason I
You
told
have
you
okay.
that there is so many
Limited resources.
They have got not one or two cases, hundreds of cases are pending. And the FP unit, there are 2 officers and 1 or 2 local Indian staff. Yeah. And they go according to their convenience. 8 or 10 cases are there. They're going to spend 3-4 days there in a city and finish it. Rather than running around, if I take a file and take a flight, it's not going to happen until there's a big change in the administration, give us a lot of officers, a lot of money. Now, resolution is this. When you and me, we go to India, we're going to do this kind of presentation. Hopefully we do a seminar there and maybe invite a consular officer, or we can in a consular office meeting that we have with them, and we can raise these issues that these are the problems or something. How we as a lawyers or the public can help you, not just you and me, all the lawyers on behalf of, how the lawyer community or the people can help you to make the right decisions quickly. For example, certain information, certain documentation, give them a chance. Even you think that is a 221G case, there may be a fraud. Come up with something. Okay, bring these documents. Well, let me see. Maybe they are genuine. Maybe that may make a determination without going. And that has happened in old times. In the old times, David, we used to have a review process. Consular denial will send a chief a request for review, and he will review. In so many cases, he will reverse. So this way, if we do that, that may be helpful. That may work out something at least.
Well, I think that the meeting with the consular officers in and of itself is good, because what it's going to do is highlight the frustrations of our clients and the public that brings questions to us. And that, I think, in and of itself, and the open channel of communication is extremely valuable.
And we are not going as complainants, complaining. We are going as suggestions.
And I think that that's a great point, Michael. In fact, we go and we start off with, we respect how difficult your work is, and we understand how difficult your work is, and we are willing to work with you, but tell us what you need. Exactly. Tell us, we need transparency because we need to help our clients understand what they need to give to the consulate offices in order to get a good, clear case approved. And that's what they're interested in, that's what we're interested in.
So this is a very good idea. When we go to India next, we can arrange a meeting, especially with the chief of the visa section and the consular officer, to discuss these issues. And see, if we are going complainant, they don't want to listen, they don't want to talk to us. It's not a good idea, never a complainant.
Well, they shut down immediately. Yeah, you know, I saw it when I was there with the AILA delegation. Yeah. And the people who complained, they just shut down immediately. But the people who are making respectful remarks which help them to better what they're doing, correct, I think were much more listened to.
We have long experience with the dealing with the we know exactly what they want. We just want to request them that we have certain ideas that we can share with you so that the processing, it will be helpful to you. Exactly. And they say, okay, good idea. Let us know what are the ideas. You talk them into that. Exactly. So today's program, I think, will be very helpful to a lot of people who wonder why my brother was denied, sister was denied, what can be done, what cannot be done. And we are always there. If you need any help, any assistance in any manner, please feel free to call me, David, and we'll try to see what we can do for you. Thank you very much for watching the program. Please keep us watching us every Saturday and Sunday at 11:45 a.m. Thank you.
Thanks so much.